Hey guys, what's going on? Blue Cool 97 here, and welcome back to another Minecraft Java Edition tutorial. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a lava farm. Let's get started. So guys, this lava farm is being built in 1.17. Once again, this is on Minecraft Java Edition, and this lava farm is capable of producing 48 buckets of lava an hour, or at least when I ran it, that's what I got. It might be a little less, it just really depends. But today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to build this thing. So the first things you're going to want to do is start out with one block here, go over 2, break out this middle block, and then from each of these, extend out 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then go ahead and do this side as well. Then, on top of all these stone, place in a cauldron just like this. Place in a block on top of the cauldrons with another block on top of that block, and then break out the block that was on the cauldron, and place stone going on top of all of the cauldrons. Then underneath these blocks, place in your dripstone. Then come up here to the top and make a border around all of this stone here, because this is where the lava is going to go. And then go ahead and place in your lava. Next thing you're going to need is you're going to need powered rails, regular rails, and some redstone torches. So, come underneath these stone blocks here, and place in a block, just kind of come underneath like this, and run it all the way through these cauldrons, just like that, and then wrap it around to this side of the cauldrons as well. So you should have now some loop here. Then what you want to do is you want to take in your rails and place them in like this, so it should kind of come out on a curve like that. And then go ahead and do the same on the other side. Now, come into this side here. These two need to be powered rails, just like that. And then over here, this needs to be a powered rail, and that needs to be a powered rail. And then all of these, the rest of these ones on this side can be regular rails. Also on this side of the double powered rails, this one needs to be a powered rail, and there needs to be a powered rail right here, and then the rest of these can be regular rails. But then what you want to do is you want to come underneath this system here, and then we want to come down from this block in and place a redstone torch on that. So that way both of these powered rails are being activated. Then what you want to do is from this powered rail here on the double one, come underneath, come down again, break out this block, and chuck in a redstone torch. That way those two are being powered and this one's being powered. Now the activation for this one is slightly different due to a setup that you'll see later on. So what you want to do is from this one here, come down one and over one, and then break out this block. Chuck a redstone repeater on that, come back 2 blocks from the redstone repeater, break out this block here, and chuck a redstone torch on it just like that. And that's everything done and dusted for that rail system. However, we still need to make the launching mechanism for the minecarts. So what you're going to want to do is from this corner block here, come back 2 blocks, chuck in a rail and a powered rail. Then from this powered rail, place in another block behind it, just like that. Then take a lever and place it on this block with the powered rail. Now the next thing you need to do is you need to make some sort of collection system for this. So what you're going to want to do is from this corner block here, come down 2 blocks just like this, break out this block, and then you'll want to basically mirror this layout but down below. And you want to do it with hoppers. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to come down 2 blocks from this, just so I can place in the hoppers the right way. And from this block, we'll run hoppers going all the way along the side here, just like so. So the hoppers will run just over like that. And then we'll go like this, just like that, with another hopper running into that one there. And now we just need to place in the rails down here in a similar pattern as the ones on top. So what we do is we place in... Oh, and I actually missed a block on this. So we'll go like that. Bring it out one more. Then chuck in the rails so they are all facing like this. Chuck in your powered rail here and your powered rail here. Then take your regular rails and go 1, 2, 3, 4 on both sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Chuck in a powered rail next on both sides, and then just regular rails on the rest of this. Then what you want to do on each of these power rails here, you want to place in 2 blocks, and then break out this first one and chuck in a redstone torch. That way that thing is powered. So then just go ahead and do that on all these rails. Then from this corner hopper here, the one that's kind of on the same size as this lever here, you want to go out 3 blocks. So 1, 2, 3. These first 2 blocks need to have regular rails on them, and the second one needs a powered rail on it with a block behind it, just like this. Then take a target block and place it next to that powered rail, just like that. And then next to this rail here and kind of the target block, place in a stone block here, just like that, with some redstone dust on it. Then what you want to do is this corner block here that has this turned rail on it, you want to place in a block right there, just like that, and chuck some redstone dust on it, just like this. So then what you want to do is from this hopper here, come out 2 blocks just like this, break out that block, and place in a redstone repeater just like that. Then from behind this repeater here, place in a block going over it with a redstone torch on that block there. Come out 2 blocks like this and run redstone dust like this, so it's kind of coming on top of the redstone torch there. That way when you flip this lever, both of those things should be turned, and both of these power rails should be activated. If it's not doing this, then something is wrong. But then what you want to do is you want to take a minecart with hopper and place that on the bottom powered rail, and then you want to take a regular minecart and place it on the top rail. That way when you flip this, they'll both kind of be activated off, and they'll have this fixed distance from each other. And that distance is actually very important. And then when you want them to stop, you just flip this lever here, and they both should go back to their return position. So the next bit we're going to need for this is we're going to need glass, your chests, your signs, and your ladders. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your glass, and I start here on top of this redstone dust, and you want to kind of make a frame going all the way along the kind of rails in the outer bit of this here. And then you want to go up 2 blocks just like this. And because glass is a transparent block, on this bit here, you're going to want to place in a glass block here just like that, and then place a chest on top of that glass block. Then what you want to do is you want to place a sign on this chest, and we're going to call this the item collection kit. And I'll explain what that is here in a minute. And then what you want to do is you want to come down to this hopper here that you had placed in earlier that kind of just runs off into nothing. And you want to place it going into a large chest, place a sign on this large chest, and just call this lava. So this is where all of your lava is going to end up. So now the next thing you need is you need a way to dispense yourself more buckets as you're going around on this. So what you're going to want to do is I am on the right hand corner of this. This is your activation system where you'd start off, and then down here on this end is where I add in the bucket system. So go ahead and place in a dropper here just like that. Break out this block here, place in your hopper, and then place in a large chest on top of it like this. And actually, I'll flip this one around the other way. And then call this one bucket. Well, then what you want to do is from this hopper down here on the bottom, you're going to want to come down under it and over. You can go ahead and break this out. And then you can place in a comparator here. And then from that comparator, place in a block with a redstone torch, with a block, with a redstone torch, with another block on top of that, just like this. So that way, anytime the hopper minecart is spinning around and something passes through here, it's like a lava bucket, it will trip this off and fire in another bucket. So then technically speaking, every time you've collected a lava bucket from this thing and it's gone into the system, this will dispense out just as many buckets as you need. Now, occasionally what happens is because the timings can't be perfect, because this is a minecart and that's a hyper minecart, so they move at different speeds, is sometimes this system will fire out a bucket and then this system will come along and actually pick up that bucket before you do and put it inside the chest, which then causes this thing to fire off another one. Now, in the hour I was running it, I had 11 buckets that got picked up by the system and dumped in here. But like if you had this thing completely full and stuff, it's not going to make that big of a deal. And if you really wanted to make that a completely lossless system, what you could do is before it goes like into this chest here and activates this system, you could run it through a filtration system, filter out the lava and the regular buckets, have the buckets go back up in an item elevator and be put back inside this chest here, and then all the lava buckets would continue on to this lava chest here, and then the only time the system would fire is when a lava bucket passes through the system. But for just simplicity or whatever, I did not add in a filtration system, but if you wanted to do that, go for it. Alright, but then the next step is just to get out your buckets and go ahead and fill up your dropper, fill up the hopper, and then fill up your large chests. Just to make sure you don't run out while you're AFKing, because I don't know how long you guys are AFKing this. And then what you want to do is you want to come to the item collection kit chest and place in another 16 buckets. You're also going to want to get out 35 of some item. I'm just using dirt here because it's, you know, pretty common item to get. Because that's what you're going to use to fill up your inventory like this and place your buckets in your other hand like that. But guys, as far as the system goes, that is pretty much everything all done and dusted. So, go ahead and I'm going to grab these buckets and I'm going to fill up my inventory just like this. And then you gotta flip the lever and then quickly jump in the minecart. And then you just kind of go along and hold down right click. So it will take us a second to grab the buckets that are being dispensed off. But yeah, then basically you just go around and you hold down right click. And you should never run out of buckets. Like, it should be impossible. And as you can see, we just got another bucket. Now this thing is kind of loud, so I don't know, maybe just shut your audio off if you're doing this. Oh yeah, and something I almost forgot to tell you guys is in order to get out of this, what you're going to do is you're going to place a trapdoor here, flip it upwards just like that, and then if you ever need to crawl back in, I just chuck some ladders here on the outside of it just like that. And with this thing being here, it does not prevent you from actually spinning around this, so you can like just flip it down, come out. If you need to like crawl, you can crawl underneath as well, so it is pretty useful. And just to show you that it does work and that doesn't block you, I'm going to go ahead and do this again. So we come in here like this, and as you can see, we're just kind of spinning around perfectly normal. And then we can just hop on out, come over here, flip this, and then flip this lever. And it'll come around and stop, and then so will the minecart with hopper. And then we can come over here, and as we can see, I did a couple buckets to get grabbed, but we did get 5 lava buckets. And that was just from it, you know, filling up as I was building it. But like, if you were to sit here and just run it AFKing, you could, in an hour, you would get about 48 with this design. Now, the reason I do only use 16 cauldrons here is because you can only hold up to 16 buckets at a time. Now, if you want, you can technically expand this because it is highly unlikely that all of these things are going to be filled up at like the same time and you'll completely empty all of your buckets. So you could probably double this design and be okay with it. However, I wouldn't go any higher than that because otherwise then you do technically have that chance of using all of your buckets. And to double this design, basically what you would do is just continue this kind of rails system and expand it either this way or this way. However, I'd recommend expanding it this way because you already have all this circuitry over here. But guys, that's all I have time for today. We hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. But guys, that being said, have a great day, and don't forget to stay cool. See you guys. So guys, I had been working on actually another design for this. So basically, it was these things being pushed around like a conveyor belt kind of deal. And then the player would stand here, and every time one that was full would come by, it basically give him a bucket to collect it. But what was happening was I was having problems with getting the timings right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work more with the timings, and then I will be making an updated tutorial so that way it is even more efficient and your player doesn't have to move. So if you want to see that, make sure you do subscribe because that will be coming out in one of my upcoming videos.